Okay, today is Sunday, March 30th. Right now it is about 7:20 p.m. Pacific time. So the Asian session of this week is starting, and I just want to share a couple of trades in gold that I took the last week. So let me start with the weekly chart. The weekly chart on gold is still trending upwards. So we broke the $3,000 level a couple weeks ago, and now it's just continuing. Last week was a bullish candle here, and this week it is very likely to continue this move. So the daily chart had a little bit of a pushback um, around the 20th of March until the 26th of March. So I was trading this bounce on the daily Tenkan Sen here. I was thinking originally to buy when it broke out of this horizontal um, flat trend right here, but I kind of missed the opportunity. I wasn't checking the charts at that time. So by the time I came back to check, I think it was sometime on Thursday, the price was already somewhere around 3,050. So the next opportunity I had to buy was after this doji candle when it looked like it was going to continue the breakout. I think that was on, yeah, Thursday the 27th. So let me go down to the 1 hour chart and show exactly where I entered. Okay, so on the Thursday session, London opened, New York opened. We were testing 30.56 right here. So it sold off, tried to sell off twice, one at the beginning of the New York session and one at the end of the London session. So both of these moves recovered quite quickly, and then I bought on the Tokyo session here, right at the 30.59 breakout. So the exact time I bought was 5:21 p.m. Pacific time on the 27th. So yeah, this is the precise 5-minute candle I bought. I took about, let's see, 2% risk. I thought this was a fairly high chance that would continue the breakout. So I took 2% risk on this trade, and the price continued right away in this Asian session here. So yeah, I was able to trail my stop loss to break even right around the end of the Tokyo session after I saw the second breakout of the $30.77 level. So I thought it formed somewhat of a support here on the 5 and 15-minute time frame. So I put one of my stop losses at break even, and then right before bed I moved another position even a little bit higher to 30.71. So as it happened, this sharp retracement in the London session took out one of my stop losses, but it didn't touch my break-even stop loss. So that one, I kept one position this whole time and held it through Friday and then through the weekend. So yeah, on Friday, not much action, although just to point out, it tried to sell off from this $30.83 high a couple of times, and still we recovered right to the high on the Friday New York session close. So now the Sydney session opened and the price gapped up right away. That's a good sign to see if you're in the buying direction. So yeah, those were the early buyers who wanted to jump on right away, and then the price somewhat sold off and then came down to test this trend line support. So I was getting ready to buy around here when it was retracing, but I wanted to see the price at least stabilize before I bought. So yeah, just about an hour ago, we had a large volume of buying, sending the price right back up to the opening gap price right here. So I was watching this just now. It tried to test this breakout area, and then this is what you want to see if it's close to a breakout. Not much selling off. You can see by these 5-minute candles, these dojis and these wicks, it shows somebody is buying even while the price is testing the breakout level. So just a couple minutes ago, I bought at 7:05 p.m. So that was this candle here. And the reason for that is I saw the price stabilize right here, tried to break out again, and then the next candle close. This is the 7 o'clock 5-minute candle, closed above this previous high. So I bought right here, and now the price is starting to break out higher. So we are nearing the end of the Asian session. So you can see this last 5-minute candle, there's been a huge amount of buying. There's this wick here. It's sold off right now, so I'll have to keep watching towards the London session if this breakout is true. But so far it does look like it is continuing up on the mid time frames. So this second buy, I was considering putting 2% or 1% risk. I ended up doing 1% risk with a 0.9 lot size in gold, mainly because I don't want to be too confident here in this breakout. I don't really like these kind of channel upward moves. If you see here, it's kind of trading in a channel range, even though it is trending up. These kind of staircase movements, it's really hard to tell when it could sell off and how much it might sell off. It could be supported by the lower channel bound, but overall it's not a strong consolidation breakout here. So that's why I chose just for 1% risk. I am effectively putting on just my second position that got taken out here last week. So previously I bought two 0.7 lot sizes. One of them got taken out, and now I put 0.9 on right here. I could trail my stop loss up a little bit right now to 30.88 using these 5-minute candles here as support, but I think I'm going to watch a little bit more until the London session before I move my stop loss. Right now, 1% risk from my entry level at 30.97 is down here to 30.71. So yeah, right now I have just 1% risk open. My other position, it's already at break even, so no risk open there. But I just want to check and be sure that this trend on the daily chart will be continuing. Now gold is strong. Let me just check how the dollar is moving. So not much move in the dollar right now, although it could, this weak bounce here could be indicative of a sell-off. If the dollar index goes below 103, this could lead it to go lower to 100. So DXY has the same mirror image. These are just indexes. Dollar yen, yen is one of the components in the dollar index, so it's not surprising to see this similar setup here. In fact, I want to refresh this alert so that it is active, and I want to know when it breaks one of these key levels here. So right now it is breaking this trend line support right here. So it could trade sideways or it could go down very sharply. Yeah, let me just see here. So yeah, right now the Asian session, the dollar is selling off. Although I probably will not trade this kind of setup right now. It could bounce, so it could, penetrate, stabilize somewhere either towards the end of the Asian session or London session here, bounce, and then hit 150 before it goes back down. And 150 would be this trend line support, which is now resistance. So it could create somewhat of a slanted head and shoulders pattern before selling down further and ultimately completing this head and shoulders, this lopsided head and shoulders chart on the daily time frame. Let's check dollar Swiss franc. So dollar Swiss franc has a similar kind of setup, a very small shoulder here on the head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, again, if it breaks this key support level, it already broke one support level at 0.88. So if you wanted to pre-position before it sold off of this low here, you could take a sell and put your stop loss above here. But yeah, overall on the daily chart, it does look like it's completing this move. It's essentially trading sideways ever since July of 23. So if it goes down to seek the lower bound on 0.836, it would have to break this midpoint right here. In fact, this breakout level is exactly the midpoint of this weekly and monthly range. So those are some trade ideas for the next week or so here. Let me just check AUD. A lot of the commodities are moving higher in price, so I would not be surprised if Aussie dollar or even the CAD makes a strong move against some of the currencies here. So AUD, JPY, it bounced on the $95 level, so it looks like it is continuing down. And the weekly chart, this is some weak support here at the $91 level, so it looks like it could continue down. In fact, let me update my alert here. Yeah, it's kind of spiky in the mid time frames. You would have to check the daily time frames or higher to find a consistent trend. AUD CAD, what else would be weak against the Australian dollar? Let's check AUD USD. So yeah, AUD USD testing the lower bounds. If it goes lower, it would go towards the COVID low, which may not happen. But yeah, AUD USD is quite weak right now. So historically, AUD has never been this cheap compared to the dollar before. So if it's unable to sell off, it could very well recover higher. Both of these currencies could be having strong trends, the dollar being weak and the Aussie dollar being strong. So again, if I were to buy, I would probably check for some kind of breakout in the mid time frames, at least around here. All right, so gold, yeah, it's still testing 3,100. We could very well get a break in the London session. It's trying to sell off around this channel upper bound, but so far it's not really doing so. This 5-minute candle will close. It's about halfway done. This next 1 hour candle is also halfway done, so it would be interesting to see where this candle closes, how it interacts with this upper bound. All right, so yeah, I may take another position trade adding on to gold if I see a favorable setup, but right now, yeah, I'm not seeing a good setup even though the trend is moving higher. I am trying to trade setups more than just the price. So even though you might be tempted to buy something or sell something moving in price, the setup is not always the same. Like for example, buying here is not the same as buying down here or even around here, testing the previous high. All right, so that's all for this update.